Why don't we just get back into it? I'm 75% of the way through. Please. I'm so close. I got a tourmaline for this one. Holy, hang on. Holy branching paths. Okay, well, there's only one obvious path that I should go down. And then the others can split up us. I can backtrack through. Free crest over here. And there's a second floor. Cool. Epic. Let me just, this. And, do this, you know, on the safe side. And, let's go. You know, just because Sonya's back doesn't mean that the party changes. Because I can't put Sonya anywhere in this team. Because she doesn't really fit anywhere. A game? What the fuck? People? Imagine we got a crest from these guys. We got potions. Is it gonna be more guards? No, it's dolls. What? Bro, this is a... Their head is clipping through the ceiling. What is this? I am curious on what crest I would get from here. Other than a doll, I wouldn't really know. Imagine I got I got Karina. Yeah. Huh? The fuck are you? What? Eliminator. Oh, right, yeah. Why did they make you this? Why are you designed like this? I'm curious on what crest you'll be. But at the same time, I kind of am scared to get her. I didn't get one. All right. There's another eliminator. She just looks like she came out of. She looks like a character. She looks like an enemy from Fear and Hunger, man. I don't appreciate this design in Ars Magna. She has 9 HP. Okay, I'm getting unlucky with these crests. I haven't gotten any. Take your time, real. I'm not getting any. What is this message? What is? You know, if you. What's the problem? What's wrong with the message?
見つけた。有効活用するとしましょう。なんか拾ったぞ。
Nothing. Is she?
お、見つけた。
All right.
ロール整備の時間ですわ。
What I'm gonna do is quick save. Ah, I got the crest of the eliminator. Oh shit! It's a pursuit prop. Hang on a minute. Okay, I was gonna say your stats better not be should not be better than type 2. But they are good stats. The problem is I don't know who to put it on. Right? Like I could put it on Namtar, right? Nightmare, replacing Nightmare would be good. It's not a bad idea. Who else could I put her on? No, I can't really put her on Celeste. How am I blanking on the name? And I already have Pursuit prop on Maltina, but Eliminator is better than Kraken. So it's just an upgrade, right? This would be good. I still don't like to decide. And I may as well save. No. Do a save here. And let's see what else I can get from this spot. Okay, I got Eliminator again. I got Eliminator again. I mean, surely I can get a Doll Crest or a Kirishea Crest, right? Okay, I was right. I mean, look, I don't need more than one, right? Like, the range prop and the kill vessel prop is all right. I have her on Enry because of the range prop. Other than that, I also have the doll on Enry because of, well, Valor, I guess. But I should also be able to get a doll crest. But I'm only getting Kirishea and Eliminator. Okay, fuck it. I guess it's only I guess you only get Kirishea and Eliminator. So let's get to the second floor. There's the boss. And Dave. Alright. So now there's two one-way paths, but fortunately, this is a double. Alright, I'm tired. Good night. Have a good night, Dexter. Unlike last time, at least you'll be able to watch the VOD on Twitch. I got another crest of the Eliminator. I keep saying the Eliminator. Now this one, the trap is the only one I won't be able to go back to. I'll keep stream up for you. Alright, thanks, Dexter. Yes. Alright, and now I can backtrack. They're meant to be piercing rounds, right? Right, like the name of Kirashia's skill is auto piercing something. But I don't see it pierce. I don't see any piercing being done. That's a weird looking chest. Is this the first time we noticed it, or were there no other chests like it before? Probably were. Alright. What do you got? White barrel. Alright, never mind. Pretty underwhelming. Alright. So, the boss I'm expecting is either going to be Professor Johann, Type 2, or both. Alright, let's go. From the outside, the Tower of Seals was a rundown ruin, but inside, it took a different appearance. Every floor had secure seals and traps showing the high skills of the ancient alchemists who came up with the design. The crew seemed to be having a difficult time conquering the tower. As Shin and his friends climbed the tower, they spotted soldiers in the dolls that were defeated by the security system. True. And then Agrippa's gonna show up somewhere and be like, nah,
お父様、間に合って。
Less muttered in a grateful tone. Together, they ran up the stairs and reached a hall located in the middle of the tower.
ネズミが侵入したという話だったが、貴様だったか、マウザー。
I mean, she is called Mouse, right?
その声、ガビラン中佐か。
A man in a military uniform was blocking the stairs leading to the upper floor. He was a petite soldier with glaring eyes, which made him seem nervous.
誰なの？ガビラン中佐。錬金術師から軍人になった変わり種で、ヨハン教授を崇拝し、ドールの配備を推し進めていた人物ですわ。
Yeah, so he was in on it since the start.
これはマルチな女子。名誉の戦死を遂げたという報告を受けておりましたが、生きておいでとは驚きですな。
この私がそう簡単に死ぬと思って？報告書は書き直すことですわね。
いやいや、報告に齟齬があってはいけません。ヨハン教授の意向に背くあなたには戦死していただかないと困るのですよ。
Bro, do you really think you could do anything? You don't even have a character sprite.
教授の腰巾着がよくも言いましたわね。
腰巾着などとあなたがおっしゃるか。
Look, I wasn't going to say anything, but he just said what I was going to.
ガビラン、王家に反逆した貴様はもう上官ではない。忠義、
大口を叩く。
ガビラン、王家に反逆した貴様はもう上官ではない。忠義の剣と鉄腕で成敗してくれる。
There's a comma. It was not a period. It did not need to. You did not need to pause for that long.
大口を叩くな、マウザー。せっかくヨハン教授に紹介してやったのに、私の顔に泥を塗りやがって後悔させてやるぞ。
Lieutenant Gavilan operated something in his hand. The motor of the dolls hummed as Lieutenant's backpack began to move around. That was when his hand armor and boots extended and wrapped around his limbs in a matter of seconds. The smaller man was transformed into a massive giant.
どうだ、ドールの技術を発展させたパワードスーツだ。ヨハン教授を自ら私のために作ってくださった一品だぞ。貴様のポンコツ技師とは出来が違うな。
He really thinks he's Iron Man, doesn't he? Bro is not Iron Man.
この義手をポンコツと言ったか。
失礼しちゃうのだわ。少佐の義手は私たちの自信作なの。
Yeah, we put so much effort into it. I forgot if it was a side story or a main story quest.
エンリ君とマルチナ殿の合作があのような不格好な鎧に遅れを取るはずがない。今からそれを証明してくれよ。
With that said, Sasha increased the output of the combat arm. Next to her was Celeste, who pulled out her shining hilt and formed a blade.
ガビラン中佐、錬金術師から軍人に転向したあなたの志を父王は認めていました。
You know what I'm confused about? How is the hilt of her sword able to stay inside the scabbard if there's no blade? Right?
あなたはその信頼を裏切り、民を傷つけ、王国を混乱に陥れた。その罪、万死に値します。
I don't think bro is a word. Brought is, but you need a T.
吠えますな。王家の血を引くだけで錬金術師面をする三流の小娘が。どうせなら兵どもの慰み者にでもなった方がその美しさを生かせましょうに。
Yikes. Also a bit sexist.
そうだ、それがいい。セレスティアーナ姫の御身を捧げれば、この革命についてきてくれる兵の良きねぎらいとなる。
Yikes.
下劣な。
Yeah, the only person who's allowed to touch Celeste is me, as in Shin.
貴様、姫様を愚弄するか。
Major Alexandra exploded with rage as her metallic arm howled. The battle had begun. Okay, I was gonna say,
スルイトの調べで勇気を紡ぐの。
this does not look like Iron Man. Look, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but...
アーマーディバイド。シンフォニックギア。インビジブルツリー。チラウチャビリン。チラウチャビリン。
I'm a bit reluctant to use Kill 'em Rain, right? Because I don't want... Fuck it. You know what? He's gonna die to the pursuit anyway. I was not expecting to get a crest, but I'm not going to complain because I only realized in that battle that there were two different types of dolls. Power armored. The powered armor bounced off the the floor after an immense blast. Metal fragments scattered as Commander Gavilin's body was thrown into the air.
勝負はついたわ。あなたでは私たちに勝つことはできない。
バカな。時代遅れの送信信仰主義者ともにここまでの力があるはずが。
Because we have the power of plot armor.
人と送信の調和によって大いなる力を生み出す。ハルモニア派の考えは確かに古いかもしれませんけれど、古いからといって劣っているわけじゃない。送信や過去からの英知は私たちにたくさんのことを教えてくれる。ここまでよ、ガビラン中佐。おとなしくバクにつきなさい。
Lieutenant Gavilan hung his head in disappointment. Seeing him lose his will to fight, Arya and Miss Sonia set a restraining spell together.
この騒ぎが収束した後、貴様には王家の裁きを受けさせる。観念することだな。
Now all that left is Professor Johann. Now all that left is Professor Johann.
この上にいるのかしら。そのはずですわ。封印の塔を制圧してファウスト学長を亡き者にするのがあの男の目的ですもの。
We won't let him. Let's hurry ahead. Even if the military commander had been defeated, as long as Professor Johann was around, the coup would not be stopped. Acknowledging this fact, we head to the stairs on the upper floor. What the?
頼りにしていますわ。
Okay, I was not expecting another fight, but I'm not gonna complain because that means I can get another crest. Okay. I see. No, I know what I know what you're trying to do, game. But it's not gonna work. There are 3 types of dolls. I forgot to check. Speaking of dolls, I forgot to check the one I just got. Oops. Also, cross vanish is so much MP. Ooh, that's going to be a doozy when we get to Johan.
アーマーディバイド。スピニングシャッター。シンフォニックギア。インビジブルクラウチャベリン。クラウチャベリン。頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
Now, since it's the assaulting doll, right? First of all, second of all, right. Now, compared to the original doll, it's about the same, right? Got more attack, got more defense. Better in every way. It's got the same kill mutant prop and valor. And it's got physical bonus. So you know what that means. Boost, I mean. Yeah. Should I? I should. Fuck it. I'm replacing Nightmare with Assaulting Doll. Alright. I was not expecting to see Mimic. Fuck it. Oh boy. They've got the same shit as the golems. The other golems. Oh, I didn't get Mimic. Oh. Yikes. Hang on. There we go. That'll be good enough. Ow.
当然の結果というものですわね。
Alright, crest. What crest will I receive? Quick save. Mimic. I like the sound of that. I didn't mean to do that. But what else is there? What else you got? Crochet, I don't really need. A mimic, I do enjoy. Eliminator, I don't really need a second. Crochet, I already said. Mimic again. Alright. I see where you're going. I see where you're going with this. Alright, okay. I don't think there's going to be anything else outside of those three. So, yeah, why don't we just not save? Why don't we just go in? You know, heal up a bit. The fact that that's a medium amount is wild. Oh boy, another one of these. I can use Symphonic Gear another time. One more time, I mean. Okay, Namtar's almost dead. Why do they have to target her? Okay, go fuck yourself. Why do you both have to go invincible, bitch? How do you miss? How did you miss?
アーマーディバイド。
である。
えい、行きますわ。クラウチャベリン。アーマーディバイド。クラウチャベリン。踊りなさい。
Riddle? No thanks.
私たちならやれて当然なのだわ。
Alright.
やった。ここでやられるわけにはいかない。
I wanted to go all in, but I'm 2 MP off. Bullshit.
アーマーディバイド。インビジブルダブルスラスト。ダブルスラスト。シンフォニックギ
スピニングシャッター。
アーマーディバイド。テイク。クラウチャベリン。クラウチャベリン。
である。
それ。アーマーディバイド。
た。うわ。
それ。テイク。クラウチャベリン。
Alright, this one wasn't as bad.
アーマーディバイド。
た。
自分の
And I got a Riddle
ど
Guardian.
こまでも
Cool.
貫くまで。
I don't know what I was thinking about with them, but I wasn't really thinking about wanting to farm them. Right? But I got them. Oh. Cool. What did they do anyway? C+. Barrier prop. I see. Now, I already have barrier prop, and guess what? I don't have it on anyone. So, yeah, nah. Let's save. Quick save, and let's. And I'll be right back. Haha. Hey. Let's actually start the fight. Alright, now we actually start the fight. Oh well, they're still fighting. They're still cutscene, I mean. Dazzling light shimmered down on the top of the tower. Giant bird flapped its wings in the sky as it gradually soared down. That bird in itself was emanating light. Therefore, even when it spread its wings, it would not cast a shadow. Brilliant bird landed on the roof and covered the floor with the altar with her wings.
頼んだぞ、シャマシュ。この者たちを安全なところへ。
I can't wait to have your scene, Dimash. What?
あなたは一緒じゃなくていいの？
The girl emerged from behind the talons. He was the avatar of the origin of the sun, Shamash. Cast was aware that the large bird was her true form.
私には王としてやるべきことがある。
でもすぐにも扉の凍結術式は突破されるわ。あなたを撃とうと破壊者たちがなだれ込んでくる。
What?
すまぬな、シャマシュ。私が至らぬばかりに。
Yeah, look, let's be honest here, Faust. You should have realized that that Johann was about to stage a coup. Faust closed his eyes once before patting the girl on her head.
不器用な人。
他人を信じて痛い目に遭って、まるでヘルメスのよう。
それは光栄なことだな。
Faust's eyes widened at the girl's unexpected comments, before smiling weakly.
シャマシュよ、後を頼む。シンと我が娘を。
契約は果たしましょう。カイサの末裔よ。
The mash flew off. A halo appeared on the bird's back, and on it were the people from the academy. Faust raised his arms as he watched them leave. He then turned back to the altar.
しかし、人同士の争いによって決断を迫られるとは、どこまでも因果なものだな。カイソよ、あなたは一体どこまで見通しておられたのか。
Until Faust's generation, alchemy was abolished and forgotten. Sensing the impending danger from ore, Faust started a research institute that eventually became the foundation for the Magic Academy. The first wise king, the restorer of alchemy, the three sages, the people praised Faust, but never once did he boast about it. Instead, Faust's mind was constantly occupied with the pressure and fear of whether he can protect Soshi. The scholars and associates that grew up at the academy gave him hope. At the same time, he was aware of the pros and cons of alchemy.
錬金術の復活が新たな争いを生んだ。人は力を持つことで野望を燃やし、憎悪をたぎらせる。それもまた真理であろう。カイソが錬金術の神秘を送信という人造の神に託したのも、それを見通していたからこそか。
They definitely knew.
しかし私は私の行いを悔いてはおらぬ。希望の明かりは人と送信が紡いだ英知の中にこそあるのだ。
Oh, that's cool. Faust stood on the altar, gazing up at the skies. He suddenly gestured with his arms.
カイザーベルト開眼。
The lips break. Why doesn't the Kaiser belt have a voice actor? Voice, I mean. In response to Faust's voice, the gadgets in the divine weapon activated. The center of the belt and the gem symbolizing the sun shined brightly. That light then began to flicker, like a beating heart. From the altar, light radiated and filled the entire roof.
はるか昔、カイソ・ヘルメスは我ら子孫に向けてある言葉を残した。ダストの最悪がソシエを包みしとき、塔の封印を解け。さすれば我が遺産、五元素を揃えし者に授けんと。
The Avatar, I mean Shin. Those words were passed down to the royal family for generations. Faust spoke up boldly, full of spirit, despite his injuries. The sun glow intensified and illuminated divinely as he majestically raised his fist into the air.
シン、セレス、ハルモニア派の皆よ。どうか私の選別を受け取ってくれ。そして進むのだ。ソシエの果て、大いなる外界へ。真実は残酷だ。しかし私は信じているぞ。お前たちがその運命を克服し、新たな道を開くことを。
A ray of light beamed from the altar to the heavens above. Once it reached the sun, it turned into a meteor that flew beyond the horizon. What? Faust continued to gaze at the light with his fist raised in the air.
カイソの遺産が動き出した。もう時を戻すことはかなわぬ。だが、かろうじて間に合ったかな、アルベルトスよ。
That was when Faust's body suddenly arched back. A laser pierced his chest. After several violent shakes, Faust dropped to one knee. The one who fired was Type 2, which accompanied Professor Johann. They finally broke the seal to the roof and entered right when Faust completed his ritual.
今何をしていた？王家が秘匿していた秘技か？さっきの光は何だ？
That's for me to know and you to find out.
扉の術式を破ったか。そなたにしては手間取ったな、ヨハン。
さっきの光は何だと聞いている。
Professor Johann ordered Type 2 to torture Faust even more. But before Type 2 could carry out his mission, he turned around. He recognized the high-priority threat approaching them.
お父様
Stop it, Johann! Get away from the Chancellor!
ハルモニア派か。
Professor Johann shot a bitter glare towards them, who rushed up the stairs. While Shin and the others held him back, Celeste rushed toward Faust and held him.
しっかりしてくださいお父様。
セレスか。案ずるな。私のことより。今は。
ひどい怪我、喋らないでください。
As Celeste panicked, he quickly did some emergency treatment, though her hands were quite quickly covered in fresh blood. The beam from the sun that lit the altar was quickly fading. The way the fire on the altar dwindled was like Faust's life was dying down.
学長は無事？
安心したまえ。彼らはシャマシュが逃がしたようだ。身柄を抑えられなかったのは私としては手落ちだが。何？ここで君たちを片付け、ファウストとその腰の神器を得られれば、私の目的は果たせる。
Johann. After fighting their way up, they all quickly got ready to fight. In that, Professor Johann shrugged his shoulders in disgust.
わからないものだ。ハルモニア派がここまで私の障害になるとは、少し前まで予想していなかった。
Clearly, you underestimated the power of the main protagonist. Just give up and surrender, Johann. We already know about how you deliberately eclipsed the gods, and how you are connected to Agrippa.
よくもフレンを操って私たちを抹殺しようとしましたわね。カイマをドールに仕立てたり、自分の都合でダストを操ったりもしたのだわ。レプガンと教授を手にかけたのもあなたですね。邪魔な人間を消してクーデターまで起こして、ただ自分の都合で。その振る舞いこそ破壊者の所業ですわ。覚悟なさいヨハン。私たちはあなたを断罪しますわ。
マルチナ君、君まで私に剣を向けるか。残念だよ。君には目をかけていた。私の片腕として役に立ってもらうつもりだったのだが。
Well, you know, unfortunately, that plan doesn't really work out, Johann, because Martina's a woman. Johann stared at Martina with a look of regret. Perhaps he meant it. Martina was a good assistant who had the talent capable of completing Johann's requests. She would have been a useful pawn for him. Yeah, but that's all she was.
確かに私はあなたを敬愛していました。あなたの下で錬金術を学び、あなたの役に立てることは私の誇りでしたわ。けれどあなたは私に全てを明かしてはくれませんでしたわね。ドールの動力に過信を使っていたことも、そのために送信をわざと酷化させようとしたことも。
君は潔癖だったからな。君が従前に能力を発揮するには知らない方がいいこともある。
つまり私を信用してはくださらなかったということですわね。
Alpina stopped Johan's excuses with a snappy remark.
あなたは悲しい人ですわ。人を能力とか効率でしか測れず、自分以外の誰も信じられない悲しい人間。
プライドが傷ついたかね。
はっきり言いますわ。あなたは王の器ではありません。人を手駒としか見れないあなたについていくのは、きっと最後にはドールだけですわね。
この間まで私を信奉していた小娘がよくも言う。
That means she has experience. Johan scoffed at Maltina, but his smirk was gone from her accusal.
私は今日まで誰よりも祖師へに尽くし、民衆の支持を受けてきた。愚民は分かりやすい答えを望むものだ。
ドールの功罪はわかります。けれどあなたは利己的にありすぎました。
この滅びに瀕した世界では、人々を束ねる指導者が必要だ。そのためには綺麗事だけでは済まされないこともある。
That's enough, Johan. Even if you may have your own beliefs, some things cannot be forgiven.
確かにな。私と君の道は交わるにはいささか違いすぎた。
Professor Johan seemed dissatisfied but agreed. His expression was filled with disappointment. But in the next moment, face turned cold and ruthless while turning in a chilling and murderous intent toward them.
オリジン・シャマシュと太陽の掌握さえできれば、審判の権能が私を王と同じ高みへと押し上げる。
No, that's not how it works.
君たちはそのための最後の障害だ。ご退場願おう。これまで排除してきた多くの邪魔者と同じように。
He's coming. I don't want him to. Johan put a hand on his monocle and the tingling sensation that ran along Shin's skin told him that an invisible force field had been created.
注意なさい。ヨハンの真骨頂は自称の予知演算ですわ。力場内での動きは全て読まれると思いなさい。
演算はリアルタイムで2型に送信されます。2型の性能と予知演算が合わさったら、行為の錬金術師でも太刀打ちできません。
Sounds troublesome, but they couldn't just back down from here. They had to defeat Johan, saved Chancellor Faust, and end the coup. Save Chancellor Faust and end the coup. The only way to do that was to win. Johan, I will go against your ways. Are you ready, Celeste?
ええ、私も戦うわ。お父様、どうか私に力を。
Celeste had sheltered Faust behind a pillar. She stepped away and grabbed hold of her rapier. Their only opponents may be Johan and Type 2, but they all were aware of their strengths. While feeling reassured with Celeste and the others beside him, Shin got ready for an even fiercer battle than before. Alright, let's get to it. I was hoping for like a more unique battles theme, but I guess not. See, I would love to decrease their defense, right? But Cross Vanish uses up Cross Vanish and Spiral Lance use up most of her MP, and I would prefer to keep some. But who should I go for? Right? They're both neutral to physical. Right? Let me see. The difference is that type 2 is weak to light and earth, while Johan is neutral to them, and Johan is that type 2 is strong to wind, and Johan is strong to fire, and type 2 is a bit strong to fire. And I mean, you know, there's other stats there, but if only I could use Spiral Lance once. But I won't be able to do that. Okay, I got the attack up at least. Holy shit! Look at that HP! It went from 5,000 to 1,000. Umbrella, Guardian Oath. Yeah. Symphonic Gear. No, shit. I should have used Infinite Roll. And type 2 is already dead. Suck shit. Alright. Infinite roll time. It doesn't do as much, right? But goddamn. All right. I forgot about. I should have used Etheric Edge instead of Clearance Dust, man. It's whatever. Oh, look, I've seen Shin do minuscule amount of damage, right? Like 700, 800 with Etheric Edge, even with the light boost, right? I was not expecting 1300. Shit, I might be a bit overpowered. Oops. Look, I might be a bit overpowered, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Just a tad, though. Not that much. You know, because the real battle only begins in the cutscene, right? You know, the battle in the gameplay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Because, you know, because Type 2 and Johan are way stronger in the cutscenes. The battle at the top of the Tower of Seals became tense, like a complex game of chess. Professor Johann dominated the board with his monocle calculations, attempting to interrupt his tactics. Henry, Arya, Celeste, and everyone else tried to attack Type 2 with a variety of attacks.
Monocle, Laplace Demo, Hyperlink!
Professor Johann placed his hand on his monocle. The lens is said to predict the opponent's next move. Hey look, it's Karina. If so, they should just attack before he can even make his next move. While they occupied Type 2 with multiple attacks, Shin went to land an attack separately. Okay. While Namtara and Maltina's Karina restrained Type 2, Shin darted out. He ducked into the opponent's blind spot and rammed his blade in.
甘いな。お前たちの考えなど見通している。握手だぞ、シン。
Nah. Type 2 quickly spun around 180 degrees, using moves that were impossible for a normal person. He appeared right in front of Shin and counterattacked.
殺せ、新潟!
It's not over yet. Philosopher's Stone, full burst. Piss Stone. As he went against Type 2, and focused on the corruption he stored inside the Philosopher's Stone and released it. A gust of wind spread in before Type 2's blade could reach him. He was quickly blasted away. That would have been a simple attack. It would have done very little damage. It would just be a gentle breeze against the doll's hard armor. But Johann's eyes widened in astonishment, seeing his own calculations was wrong. For the first time, Type 2's limbs began to spasm, making its movement stiff. Shin took a small cut to his arm, but intercepted Type 2. This allowed him to slip through and jump onto its body. Both of them rolled across the ground, and my ears are getting attacked by the static sound. The two fought desperately as Shin placed his palm against Type 2's chest. Once again, he sent a wave out from his Philosopher's Stone. Spasms got worse as Type 2 lost control of his limbs and flopped around sporadically. He's drunk off the waves of my corruption. At the same time, his control system is causing a discrepancy.
No.
Why are you telling him this, Shin? You already know how calculative Johann is. If he knows what's wrong, then he can work around it. He's an ash demon, right? This Type 2. No, Albert. Shin's words startled not only Johann, but everyone else. The ongoing tense battle, for a moment, Shin felt as if time stopped.
今なんて言ったのシン。僕の聞き間違いじゃなければ、アルバートって。
Yeah, Type 2 is actually Albert. He must have become an ash demon after turning into dust.
そんな。嘘でしょ。
I should have noticed when we were dueling on the map. His strong sense of denial unconsciously clouded Shin's eyes from the truth. But Shin was certain now. This was something only he would know after crossing blades with both Albert and Type 2.
私もなんとなく覚えがあるような気がしていたわ。新潟の戦い方は他のドールとは比較にならないほど機敏で、しかも臨機応変で。
But what Johann didn't calculate was that Shin already won against Albert.
あれはそう、アルバートの戦い方だった。でもアルバートは樹海の大規模侵食の時、シンを助けるために。
That's right. With the corruption disease progressing, Albert used all his powers during the fight with the apocalyptic god. Shin didn't actually see what exactly happened. He lost consciousness and only learned of everything after the fact. So if Albert didn't turn into dust, then his body reformed into an ash demon. That time, the one who rushed to the scene was the Marduk College. Agrippa was there as well. This is a speculation based on the situation. But what if Professor Johann learned of a way to control ash demons from Agrippa in exchange of letting him go? For letting him go.
あの時からヨハン教授とアグリッパがつながっていたというんですか？
Yep.
そしてカイマになったアルバートを核に新型のドール2型を作り上げた。
And continued to hold down Type 2. Everyone except Shin stared at Professor Johann.
本当なの？
おおむね正解だと言っておこう。生前も今も彼はドールの性能向上に類いまれな貢献をしてくれた。
ヨハン教授、あなたという人は。
おっと、動かないでもらおうか。下手な動きをすればセレスティアーナ妃、君のお父上に引導を渡すことになる。
何を？そんなことさせないの。
だが私は君たちが2型に気を取られている間にある術式の準備をした。
Also, where's Sasha in all this? Right?
術式？
I mean, you know, Maltina and Fran aren't doing much, but at least we saw them.
何、簡単なものだ。宙に透明のレンズを貼り、光の屈折を操る程度のさまつな術だよ。
I created a giant magnifying glass.
まあそれで光を収束させれば人一人を焼くくらいは造作もない。瀕死の学長ならなおさらだろう。
He literally made a magnifying glass. Faust laid unconscious behind a pillar. Should be in a blind spot for Johann, but if he can control the refraction of the light, it may be possible for him to do something. They all froze on the spot.
学長を人質にするの？卑怯者！
Look, he's gonna die anyway. May as well, right?
これは取引だ。ファウストは今死にかけている。戦いが長引くのは君たちとて本意ではないだろう。
But that already, Johann.
仕切り直しをさせてもらう。2型が当てにならないなら次の手駒を準備せねばならないからな。
あなたにつく手駒なんてもうどこにもいませんわ、ヨハン。
それはどうかな。さあどうするシーン。私と取引をするか、それともファウストを見殺しにするか。
Why am I the one making this decision? Celeste should be making the decision, not me. Forced to make a choice, Shin gritted his teeth. With Type 2 down, Shin and his team should have the upper hand. Seeing how he was attempting to flee by using a hostage as a shield was a sign that he was in a difficult situation. But Johann did not seem like he was bluffing. If he wanted to, he could finish Faust in no time. Just a single thought would be enough to activate the spell, and Johann would not hesitate to use it. The deal.
応じる必要はないわ、シン。
See? I knew Celeste would make the right choice. Celeste.
ヨハンの卑劣な取引に応じる必要はないと言ったの。アルケウス王国を滑るファウスト・メギストスは命惜しさに信念を曲げたりしない。
セレスティアン、父親を見殺しにするというのか。
Yes.
それが父の望みならば。
Look, Faust knew he was going to die in this battle. So, you know.
望みだと。ここで死に弱敗の娘に後を委ねるのが。
Literally, yes, that is what he did. That is what he's doing.
君は本当に自分の立場が分かっているのかね。ファウストが死ねばその責任や人々の期待は一人娘である君にかかる。
Better hers than yours.
その重圧を未来 背負う覚悟が君にあるというのか？
Johan's voice sounded as if he was ridiculing her. His taunts may have worked as Celeste's hand, holding her rapier, trembled slightly.
わからないわけがないでしょ。アリア。セレスはずっと学長の背中を見続けてきたんだよ。国や民を守ることの大変さはあなたなんかよりずっとよくわかってる。
それでも彼女は逃げませんわ。幼い頃から騎士を志してたゆまぬ研鑽を続けてきたセレスティアーナは目の前の戦いから逃げたりなんてしませんの。ちょっと形勢が悪くなれば逃げる算段をする誰かさんとは大違いですわね。上に立つ者としての器量が知れますわ。
Johan was enraged hearing those words from someone who once adored him, admired him. The cool facade began to crumble off his face.
それにお父様は逃げようと思えば逃げられた。他のみんなと同じようにシャマシュに乗せてもらえれば安全なところに避難できた。
See?
それをしなかったのは他にやるべきことがあったから。なら私はお父様の覚悟に背を向けるべきではない。故に私はここで決着をつける。
Celeste raised her rapier. She leaped forth with her toe as she charged at Johan like a single arrow. Celeste!
一直線に突っ込んでくると父親を見捨てれば勝てると思ったか？おごるな。モノクルの演算はお前たち親子を同時に抹殺する程度造作もない。
There's more than two people around you.
偽りの血を途絶えろ。バニシングレイ。
Spell was activated. The next moment, the outlines of the transparent aerial lens appeared with a reflection of light. Johan's spell controls were perfect. Before her rapier could reach him, the lens would pierce Celeste's body with a heat ray. With precise aim, he should be able to finish Faust laying at a distance at the same time. But that would only work if there is a light source for the lens. Yo!
太陽のオリジンシャマシュは審判の神ヨハン・アマルトゥ。あなたが王にふさわしいか否か審判は下されたようね。
は？
And then in that moment, the world was covered in a shade. For a few seconds, the sunlight was blocked by a thin layer of clouds. But a few seconds was enough for Celeste.
シャマシュの光明よ、走れロード・オブ・ライト。
Celeste's strikes rained down like meteors and pierced Johan. His body was thrown high up into the air before he came crashing down head first. Soon after, the sun returned to light the world normally. Under the mystical rays of light peering between the clouds, Celeste swung her rapier. Did it.
セレスがヨハン教授を。
バカな。こんな都合よく雲が。しかもシャマシュだと。貴様。
Look, Johan, I don't think it was convenient that the clouds just so happened to cover the sky at that very second. Johan was slumped on the floor, but still conscious. As he gasped for air, he shot his gaze towards Celeste. Beside her was a young girl dressed in a light shine maiden outfit. Smash's avatar. Since when did you... No, how long were you there?
私ファウストの儀式見届けるために。でも戦いが始まったから。
He was waiting for her time to pop off. The girl cowered as if she was frightened by the stares directed at her. Seeing her like this made it almost hard to believe she was an incarnation of an origin.
でもあなたは私の心に直接話しかけてくれたわ。そして光の力を授けてくれた。
契約をしたわけじゃないから私の声はきっかけ。元からあなたに眠っていた素質だから。日が陰ったのもそう。雲が発生しやすい条件は揃っていたけれど、私がそうしたわけじゃないの。
Hang on, I need to see that explanation again. We didn't form a contract, so my voice was only a trigger. That was that was your own skill. It was originally in you since the start. So that's how the sun was shrouded with clouds. Oh.
だから誤解しないで。審判の力なんて後付けなのだから。さっき日が陰ったのは偶然だっていうの？
Damn. I was trying to give this game the benefit of the doubt, but
では雲が発生しやすい条件とは？
oh, it must be Professor Johann. Strategy made him dig his own grave.
どういう意味だ？
Also, hello, Sasha. This time, everyone turned their attention to Shin. To cause chaos, Professor Johann purposely set conditions so ash demons would approach the capital. Surely he had something prepared to increase the credibility of the Oblivion alert as well.
上空に舞い上がったダストがガス化したと。
But dust... well, yeah.
でもそれくらいなら太陽光に殺菌されるはずだけど。
Before we came here, the Chancellor was doing some kind of ritual at the altar. Perhaps that was what weakened the sun's heat temporarily. That's how the dust turned into gas and became clouds.
なるほど、そういうことだったのね。
So what you're saying is that it wasn't a coincidence, and Faust knew that this was going to happen, right? Surely, I'm giving the game the benefit of the doubt again. Wait, you didn't know? To his surprise, Shin shouted at Celeste's delayed understanding.
シャマシからは自分の運命を信じて恐れないでと言われただけよ。
すべてを説明する余裕はなかったの。それにファウストそっくりの短歌を切るこの子ならもしかしてって。
Oh, so that's how it is. Shin was convinced. If Celeste was told that, it was no surprise she'd suddenly run. It wasn't just logic, but her beliefs were what made her move. Without hesitation, managed to take the opportunity created by the clouds.
終わりですわね、ヨハン。あなたの負けですわ。完膚なきまでに。
But then... his legs trembled as Johann managed to get up. Altina looked at her former mentor coldly.
降伏なさい。そしてあなたが見下してきた王と民の前で裁きを受けるんですわ。
バカだ。私はヨハン教授だぞ。私を裁くなど人類、いや祖師そのものの損失だ。
ヨハン教授、あなたはまだそんなことを。
さえずるな、中馬ごとき。言いつけ一つ守れない無能が。
The next moment, Shin was suddenly flung away. Hap2 was standing where Shin stood just seconds ago. Albert? He should be able to move with the corruption.
出力検知、おかしいよ。ドールの炉の内圧が上がってる。これ暴走？
Look, Shin, why didn't he absorb any of the dust, right?
カイマを部品とするのだ。制御不能になった場合に備えてセーフティーの一つくらいはかける。その道路はあと数秒でドカンだ。
What?
さっさとコアを摘出すればよかった
That's
も
what
の
I'm saying.
だが貴様たちにはそれができない。分かっていたぞ。ジョーが邪魔をするとな。カイマ相手に正気とは思えんが、それが貴様らの言う力とやらなのだろう。いやはや傑作だな。その甘さが命取りとなる。
I mean, like, I have feelings for Cinderella, but that's irrelevant.
そして最後に勝利を収めるのは非常に徹したこの私。
I'll stop it from self-destructing if I use the Philosopher's Stone to drain out all the dust from its reactor.
無理だよ。出力がひどく不安定になってる。うかつに触ったらそれだけで爆発が。
Cracks suddenly appeared on the doll's armor as steam began to gush out from the gap. As if it was unable to withstand the internal pressure, the parts began to peel off. Albert! His mask shattered, exposing the skull-like part in his head. For a moment, Finn hoped he'd see Albert's face, but the ash demon's outer shell formed into the shape of a standard-looking artificial doll. Huh? That was when Shin thought Type 2 said something. He couldn't pick up the words, but he opened his upper and lower jaws and attempted to say something to Shin. Just watch? Wasn't sure if that was correct, but he attempted to guess from the movements. Black smoke spewed out of Type 2's mouth, making it even more difficult to say anything further. But
あれ、何をしているのかしら。
Huh?
新潟が口に手を当てて煙を吐き出すような。
Shin cried out at the sight. Type 2's movements, the way he sluggishly leaned back and put his right hand over his mouth as he blew out smoke. It's like the cigarettes! His actions were way too familiar for Shin. That's right. That was when Albert smoked and puffed out a cloud. What the fuck?
それはそうなんだが、心構えの問題っていうかな。ダストを飲み込んでやるくらいの気概が必要だと思ったんだよ。
Albert once again gestured, inhaling smoke from a cigarette. This time, he did not choke and exhaled the smoke.
ダストに怯えてるようじゃ本来の力は出せねえ。こないだお前と一緒に戦って学んだことだ。だから少しでも験担ぎになればってな。このタバコはそういうことだ。
Type 2 began to walk like a zombie as black smoke gushed out of his body. Since no one knew when it would explode, everyone was keeping their distance. They were wary of an explosion. They would have evacuated the scene. However, Type 2's almost demonic aura had everyone's eyes captivated.
まさか新潟。
He's walking towards Johan. Johan began to fret. Type 2 was heading in his direction, wobbling its body left and right. He gradually inched closer and closer.
来るな。バカな。制御を受け付けんなと。
Nah, that ain't Type 2 anymore. He's Albert again. Johan began to back away while dragging his injured body. Type 2 then loomed over him. A rough sound of the motor rang as he stretched his arms out.
来るな。死に損ないの役立たずが。私を道連れにしようなどとするな。
Just as Johan tried to flee, His movement suddenly froze. By the shadow near his feet was a kunai blade with a spell pinned down. Suck shit, loser. The ash demon you created and the doll you created are going to kill you. Johan couldn't finish cursing at Friend. Type 2 clung on Johan as they both struggled. Kunai was removed from his shadow, but Johan was grappled by Type 2, who carried him up to the edge of the roof.
Yamero! Hanase! Watashi wa konna tokoro de! Yamero!
Albert! At the last moment, Type 2 turned around to get a good look at Shin. While holding Johan, he threw his body into the air. The one and only, the one man and one machine quickly disappeared from everyone's sight, and the blast from the explosion shook the Tower of Seals. Holy shit. Unable to move from their spot, they all stood still. Albert.
ヨハン教授と一緒に塔から落ちて。私たちはまた彼に助けられたんでしょうか。
What a fucking Giga Chad, man. Even after he's dead, he's cooler than everyone here. Shin clenched his fist so tightly that his nails dug in drawing blood. He could still see the image of Albert when he closed his eyes. Strangely enough, his image overlapped with Type 2's last moments as it tingled Shin's heart.
ヨハンは死んだのですわね。最後には自らのおごりで自滅するようにして。
ああ、これでクーデターは収束するだろう。ハルモニア派、君たちのおかげで。
Well, you know, considering that Faust hasn't been singed yet, maybe we should go check up on him. Even with the compliment, Shin was unable to respond. The less Arya and Miss Sonia started to take care of the Chancellor. Oh, Shin knew he had to help too, but he continued to stare at the edge of the roof where Type 2 and Johan jumped. After the incident, Chancellor Faust was seriously injured but managed to survive. What the fuck? Okay, so, you know, usually when something says their chest was pierced, it usually implies the heart, right? He would have definitely been dead. So, considering that he isn't, that means that he did not pierce the heart. However, he was in no condition to run governmental affairs or the academy, the royal capital where the coup d'etat was held was filled with turmoil. Sadly, the Oblivion was advancing by the moment, ignoring all human matters. Twilight was near. In a world where everyone could feel the winds of destruction, the alchemist who weaved the thread of fate was forced to make a single decision. A week had passed since then. The academy and royal capital that was once filled with utter chaos gradually began to regain calmness, but that was only on the surface. The monarchy and the academy's administration were all frantically working to fill in for Faust's absence. As a princess, Celeste was running around trying to ease the panic while Arya and Miss Sonia were busy mediating between the colleges over the management of the academy. The Harmonia College had a mission to collect the Origins elements and go to the edge of Soshi, but there was no time to prepare for that. Meanwhile, Shin was in the workshop with Enri and Namtar. There were no lectures held in the college, but they had nothing else to do aside from preparing for the trip and creating formulas. They could help Celeste and Arya, but there was only so much they could do in this condition. Alright, now all that's left is the first element and purple rose petals.
くるくるするか
Yes, Namtar. Okay, could you don't throw it around too much and make sure it blends well.
こうかくるくる
Yeah, nice job.
でもこんなのんびりしてていいのかしら。アリアたちはいろいろ頑張ってるみたいなのに。
This is still such a weird CG, right? Because Henry's like all the way to the right, and there's like all this empty space on the left that is serving zero purpose. Other than the cauldron, right? Like, huh? That's exactly why. We have to prepare all the items we need for the expedition on behalf of them.
それはそうなのだけど。
But we suck! Henry didn't seem convinced as she tilted her head, though as she spoke, continued to move her hands briskly and continued to sew at lightning speed.
おい、コポコポしてるぞ。
Huh? Turning his attention back to Namtar, he saw the cauldron was boiling. Smoke began to rise, leaving Shin confused at the unexpected reactions. That's strange. Sure I didn't make a mistake in the process.
なんか字みたいなやつ浮かび上がってきた。
Letters? Oh, this is...
どうしたの？
Growing curious, Henry peered inside the cauldron as well. The letters emerged with the bubbles in green and were barely legible.
封印の塔で待つ。オリジン一同。封印の塔で待つ。オリジン一同。
Shamash! This must be a message from the Origins. All of them? The two turned to each other in shock. At the northern outskirts of the academy, there was the Tower of Seals. It was once the scene of a fierce battle between the coup, against the coup, but now it was filled with silence. The damage from the battle was extensive, but the military and all personnel had long since retreated. Accompanied by Henry and Namtar, Shin went up the floors while searching for the Origins. Then at the roof, Shin stepped a foot at the place where the royal altar was.
オリジン、ここにもいない。きっとここだと思ったのに。
Surely Shamash is here though, right?
でも匂いするぞ。
Mel? Namtar approached the altar. That was when the flow of the air around the roof changed. 5 swirls of light formed around the altar.
何？
The presence must be the Origins. Oh, hello.
ごめんと。メッセージは受け取ってくれたみたいね。
Oh my god, I missed you, Apsu. Oh, and Tiamat.
しばらくだね。息災で何よりだ。
Apsu, Tiamat.
俺もいるぜ。
I guess I missed you too.
ふむ、ついにこの時が来たようじゃの。
I'm still bitter about our boss fight, Cube. Bardock, Cube. The vortex of light shimmered out as the Origin's avatar appeared. Finally, at the center of it all, Shamash descended from the last vortex, floating directly above the altar.
よくぞ参りました。賢者の石を宿知識は着物。
Philosopher's Stone. Oh my god. She stuttered.
なんだよ、閉まらねえな。
She's so cute.
相変わらず上がり症なのね。シャマシュったら。
The Origins were going off on their own as Shin and Enri stood there stunned. Either way, the 5 pillar origins of the sun, fire, water, earth, and wind were there. Orgy? Never mind. Before being nervous, Shin couldn't help but gulp.
あら、そんなに硬くならなくていいわよ。契約の時、あんな激しくしかなかったじゃない。
Unfortunately not. I'm playing the all ages version.
激しく
It's nothing. I'm sued.
やれやれ、お主は相変わらずデリカシーというものがないの。彼の緊張をほぐそうと思って。せっかくだからリラックスしてお話ししたいじゃない。
まあ確かに僕たちが一堂に会するというのは稀だからね。
Yeah, especially for a guy.
それもシンたちのおかげってのがでけえからな。お前たち人間の錬金術師がいなかったら俺たちみんなダストにやられてたとこだ。
Well, that's Harmonia College. You can thank Harmonia College for that. Bardock College, not so much.
そういった意味で私たちはシンやハルモニア派に感謝してるわ。
I think Shamash is nervous because she knows what she has to do.
だから話を始める前にまずはお礼を言わせて。ありがとう。改造の意志を継ぐ錬金術師を。
The Partials will.
お礼はいいけど神々。
Henry, she's trying her best. Shamash shyly tried to keep her dignified stance as she thanked them. Bardock tossed her arms behind the back of her head. Came out and Apsu lightly smiled, and Kime nodded firmly as they all showed signs of agreement. No, I only did what I could to the best of my abilities.
もっと胸を張ってもいいんじゃないかな、シン。
Yeah, especially in bed. Huh?
過信浄化、破壊者との戦い。お主はただの錬金術師にはできない戦いをずっとくぐり抜けてきた。
Well, normal alchemists don't have a philosopher's stone, so...
シンに宿る資源のエレメントは僕たちからの信頼の証さ。だからちゃんと誇って祖師への錬金術師にとってオリジンの感謝ほど喜ばしいことは他にないだろう。
自分で言ってちゃ世話ねえけどな。でも俺も同感だぜ、シン。
Yeah. Found himself oddly pleased by the Origin's words. The Harmonia College aims to create harmony between man and God. The elements that represent that are in Shin and his Philosopher's Stone. All those incidents that flowed by in a blur, not allowing him the time to actually look back on his deeds. But there was definitely no higher honor than the praise of an Origin, let alone 5 of them. Yeah, thank you. I'll do my best to live up to your expectations as well.
エレメント、シンちゃんと集めてくれてる。感謝。すごい。
That means there's only one god we haven't fucked yet.
まあその口ぶりなら天狗になることもないようじゃの。
And she's right there.
まだ全ての資源のエレメントを集めたわけではなし、安心するのは早いというものだ。
Oh, by the way, out of all the origins here, there was one Shin hasn't formed a contract with yet. Shin turned his gaze to the girl standing in the middle of the group.
ごめんなさい。私だけ契約してなくて。
Don't worry, I'll be gentle. What?
別に謝るようなことじゃねえだろ。
だがシンもシャマシを怖がらせるのは良くないな。
Huh? I wasn't.
そうかしら。
Uh,
今の君の視線。
やっぱ
I'll be gentle.
りよさぬかアップス、話を脱線させるでない。
Like what I said, I wasn't. You may shut a glare. You may shut a glare at him with silent shin. It seemed like he had no more room for argument.
まあどちらにしろシンにはシャマシとも契約してもらわないといけないよね。
Yes, please. What?
私たちをここに呼んだのはそのため？太陽のエレメントくれるのか？
うん。だけど焦ってはいけないよ。シンにはその前にもう一つ試練を受けてもらわねばならない。
God damn it. The Origins test for the contract, huh? So what do I need to do?
だから焦るなというに、分かっておると思うが、我らの本体はここにはない。シャマシも太陽の神殿におるのじゃ。
Temple of the Sun.
この王都から遥か北、大森林を抜けた砂漠の中央に、私の聖域はあるんです。
Master's sanctuary is in the desert? Is in that desert? The previous expedition to Ore, they all had to retreat from the desert from the desert midway. The Temple of the Sun that Shamash and Kyubei were talking about must be beyond that.
遠くてごめんなさい。
No need to be apologetic about that.
でも意外なの。シャマシュの神殿はここのことかと思っていたのだわ。
Henry took a gander at the rooftop where the altar was located. The royal family that managed the Tower of Seals had strong connections with Shamash. It was no surprise to Henry to think that way.
私たちの神殿とこの塔は微妙にその用途が異なるんだ。
そうね。そのことも説明しておかなくちゃよね。
The Origins turned to each other, trying to pick who was going to talk about it. After a short pause, Marduk began to speak.
な。俺たち送信は開祖に生み出された人造の神だろ。まあ正確にはいろいろ派生がいたりすんだけど、オリジンに限定すれば開祖の手による人造神なわけだ。
オリジンはそれぞれ自分の権能を十全に発揮するための場所を与えられたわ。その中心が神殿だったり聖地と呼ばれる場所ね。
Like the origin of fire, Marduk and Mount Horeb. The origin of water, Apsu, has the underground water veins in Lake Eridu. Having been to each of those places earlier in their travels, they were able to quickly understand the explanation.
一方でこの塔は送信ではなく開祖そのものとゆかりのある場所なの。
The apostles?
封印の塔は教会にある開祖の工房と対応していたの。あの時ファーストはこの祭壇から工房の封印を解くための儀式を執り行ったわ。
Smash, who had been reluctant to speak, suddenly changed her attitude. They were all left surprised at what she was saying. The apostles' workshop is on the border?
そんなこと全然知らなかったの。
アスタルテの化身であるエンリちゃんは本来知識としてそのことは知ってるはずなんだけどね。
Oops.
ごめんなさい。仕方あるまい。知識の継承もできぬほど状況が逼迫していたのじゃろ。
ええ、そうね。責めてるわけじゃないわよ、エンリちゃん。
So why did Chancellor Faust break the seal to the workshop? The Chancellor held the ritual even though he did not know when Professor Johann would come in to interrupt. Must have been that important, and the Apostle's workshop was worth risking his life for. Didn't help back his urge.
開祖の工房は秘宝によってずっと時間は止められていたのよ。開祖が使っていた頃のまま誰も入ることのできないように。その封印が解かれた。神殿の中何がある？それを私の口からは言えないわ。
The secrets of the world. Why is that? Shin furrowed his brows at Shamash, who suddenly cut her sentence short.
開祖の言いつけじゃよ。真実はそれを知る資格のある者に自ら確かめさせよとな。
俺たちのエレメントを得た神は十分に資格があるぜ。だからこの話をしたんだ。
The truth. We have to go to the Apostle's workshop to find out the truth.
その通りじゃ。祖師への未来をつなぐために我らはそれがどうしても必要なことじゃと思っておる。
Kyubei's response. Shin's heart began to race. The Apostle's workshop that had only appeared in legend. Knowing he would have the chance to see it not only gave him a mission, but also lit his curiosity. True, same.
シン、ワクワクしてるか？
Well,
こんな時までしようがないの。でも死んだシンのだわ。
Shin scratched his head. Henry smiled as she shook her head, astounded.
話をまとめるとだ。君たちにはまずシャマシュとの契約のため太陽の神殿に向かってもらう。それからさらに砂漠を北上し、教会にある開祖の工房を目指すんだ。そこが祖師へ巡礼のいわば終着点だね。
Pilgrimage. Till now, the Harmonia College had traveled to various parts of the Archaeus continent for various reasons. The ending being the Alchemist workshop almost felt like a story.
言っておくが、猶予はさほどないぞ。封印が解かれたことで工房の止まっていた時は動き出した。
それは工房がオブリビオンの影響を受けるってことだものね。急がないと灰になっちゃう。
選ばれし錬金術師が工房へ赴くその日まで封印を守り続けるのが王家の役割だった。
Well, I guess I am the chosen alchemist.
ファウストはお前たちに祖師への命運を託したんだからな。
I am the main
そのこと
protagonist.
忘れんじゃねえぞ。
The Chancellor entrusted us. Did he really have the qualifications to do that? Finn asked himself. Finn did have the special power of the Philosopher's Stone and the elements from the Origins. But his skills as an alchemist were still not enough. Ability-wise, there are plenty more high-ranking alchemists, such as Faust and Albertos, who would be more suitable.
大丈夫。
As if she notices his worry, Henry gently placed her hand on his. Stunned, Shin gazed into her eyes.
これまでの旅路はシンのものなの。シンがいなかったら私たちはここまで来れなかった。それはシンに賢者の石があるからじゃない。シンだからオリジンもファウストも、そして私たちも託すことができた。ナムタルもシンの10万になってよかったって思ってるぞ。
Thanks to Henry and Namtar. I honestly don't know how much I can do just yet, but... Shin looked down at his fist. He placed his hand on his chest and felt the waves of the Philosopher's Stone. I'll do what I can. I think that is the purpose of the Philosopher's Stone dwelling in my body.
話は決まったようだね。なら再び旅立つといい。樹海を越えた砂漠の先、オーズへの最後の巡礼だ。
今度は邪魔するようなことはせぬ。心して行くがよいぞ。
さっきは急がないとって言ったけど、準備だけはしっかりとね。心残りがないようにしていくといいわ。
俺たちもできるだけ手伝うからな。うん、もちろん。お前らが教会に向かってる間の守りも任せておけよ。
And was determined as the Origins encouraged him. Being avatars, perhaps it was their limit of keeping their form. Their outlines began to fray into particles of light.
まずは私の太陽の神殿へ。神、あなたが私のエレメントを受け取ってくれる時を待っていますから。
Yeah, it'll take until we get there for her to prepare herself. Mash's cheeks flushed lightly while smiling. Tin tried to reply, but before he could, her body turned into light and dissipated. In a matter of seconds, the Origins all disappeared from the altar, and only the three of them remained there. Let's go back, Henry. Namtar.
アリアたちに今の話をする？
Yeah, and we'll get ready for our journey. We have to do another expedition to Or. Our goal will be the Temple of the Sun, the Apocalypse and the Apostles' Workshop on the border. Finn gazed at the northern skies from the roof. Beyond the thick black cloud formed by the dust, there was the destination of their pilgrimage. Jin unconsciously clenched his fists. Oh, chapter 6. Overcame the temptation of the ash. What was that? Ah. Damn. Look at all these side stories though. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a field day tomorrow. Another day. But what is it? Gospel of Cinder. Yeah. I think that is a good place to end it off for today.